One of the compile commands to change the direction of the code is the conditional commands, and the most popular is the if. So if command follows the following syntax. It starts with the if reserved keyword and followed by a test command. So if the test command return an access code of 0, then the consequent commands are executed. Otherwise, if it returns a non-zero access code, and if the elif or else block are given, then it will consider. And so what are these test commands? So the bash test command is used to check validity of an expression. It checks whether a command or an expression is true or false. Also, it can be used to check the type and permissions of a file. So if the command or expression is valid, the test command return access status 0. Otherwise, it will return non-zero values. Expression can be one argument or with two arguments. With one argument, usually to check the validity of a file or length of a string, and with two arguments, it is usually compared to string or to numbers. You can use one expression or combine multiple expressions using the operators. Here's an example of how to use conditional command in bash scripts. Let's first create a file called install.sh. Imagine you are having a bash script to install something to the computer, and before the installation, your script will ask the user if they want to install, and if the answer is yes, it will start installing. If no, then the script will exit. So first, let's change the mode of this file and add some content to this file. So we start with the shebang, and then we echo, do you want to install? Type Y or yes, no, and for no. And then we read the user input and save it in the file called answer. So here, if the answer is equal to the string y, then we will echo installing. Then otherwise it will echo exist. So the if conditional command start with the keyword if, and then some expression check. So let's talk a little bit about the checking expression for a little bit. So just temporarily save this file. Exist. So let's talk about how to check expression. So imagine I have a variable called a, and I set a is equal string y. Echo a. We see a is y. Alright. So we want to check if the variable a is equal to the string y. We can use the built-in command test. So we can test a equal y, and it will not return anything, because if a is equal to y, it will return an access status code 0, and this will be by default stored in this variable. So now it's 0, which means the expression returned true. And we test again. Now we test if the string is n, and we see that now the access status is 1. So In bash, the exit status can range from 0 to 255. If it's 0, it means that there is no errors, so the expression or the command success. But if it's non-zero number, this means there is a failure, there's some error in the script. This is the first way of checking. So the second is to use square bracket to test a equal n. And then we check the status. Now change a different string, and it's 1, so it's error. This is the equivalent way to test. Another way is to use the double square bracket. Yes, it's also able to check. The difference between square bracket test and double square brackets is that the square is the built-in command, while the double square bracket is a keyword. It's a keyword, and it also have more enhancement compared to the built-in single square bracket. And in the scope of this tutorial, we will not discuss all of the enhancement, but one of them is that it allows you to test pattern. Like for example, you want to accept any string start with Y. It could be yes, the full string, yo, yup, anything that start with Y will be accept. And it can check, but if we use a single square bracket, it cannot check this. Alright, so let's continue with our script. So now I want to check if the variable answer, so I will use the double square bracket, and I check if the answer is equal string Y. So remember that in bash script, to check equivalent, it's only one equal sign, not double equal sign like in the Python code. If it's true, then we echo installing, else we echo access, and we must define the end of the if conditional command, and we save this file. Now we run this file. Okay, so and I type Y, it should say installing. Some error. Okay, sorry, I missed one ending, closing square bracket. Alright, when I say Y is installing, run again and say no, it exists.